don't need to do the presentation. Pastor Delma, you're so right. And I thought, since we're doing a cultural night, and pretty much I felt it would be appropriate to do an excerpt on this place here. Most of us have heard of Trinidad, but not too many of us have known anything about it. It's more like Tobago is more like in the background, or more like to the side. But I felt it was kind of like needful just to share a little bit about Tobago, and it wouldn't be long, please. And then when I'm done, I just have a little song. So please bear with me for a second. So Tobago is the smaller of the two islands. The smaller of the two Caribbean islands, they both comprise Trinidad and Tobago. It is known for its wide, sandy beaches and diverse tropical rainforest. Has a heavy rainforest out there. The capital of Tobago is called Scarborough. And believe it or not, it's not that big. It's not that big. It's 115 miles. It has a population of 60,000. 60,000. And the people are known as Tobagonians. Tobagonians. Of course, most of us who have connections to the islands know that they drive, or we drive, on what side? What side of the road? Left side. As far as the breakdown in the ethnic groups that lives on the island itself, 85% happens to be African descendants. 2.5% Indians and 1% others, which would be a mixture of other people groups. There are a lot of things that's done there that I've never seen or heard, or I don't even know if most people know about. But like most of the islands, we all boast of having nice beaches. And all of the islands has a touch of that. God has blessed the islands with beaches and nice ones as well. But the rainforest is one of the special places in Tobago that you would want to visit. The waterfalls in Tobago happens to be one of the great waterfalls on the islands. There is a variety of bird species that people from around the world go there just to see and take pictures and be informed about. There's also this thing called the turtle. The turtles, when they come ashore to lay their eggs, one of the great features of Tobago that these turtles come on that shore to lay their eggs. One of the few places that they go happens to be Tobago. Hiking and waterfalls. And then there is this romantic area of Tobago that people would choose to go to have their weddings. It's a very romantic area, and there are also 15 features which I don't have time to go through. But the one that I will emphasize right now is the Boca Reef. Pastor Telman make mention of it. It's an area in the sea that you go out on a boat. It's a special boat that has a glass bottom. It goes out into the sea, and out in the middle of the sea, there's this coral reef on unbelievable. One of the great wonders of Tobago that people go there just to see this. You're in this boat and it has this glass bottom. You don't have to try to imagine what it might look like. You're actually looking down at it. And as I said before, people come from around the world just to see this great wonder. These are just a few of the things that I would want to point out. There are lots and lots of beaches on Tobago. They have better beaches, I may say so, than Trinidad, Tobago. Now, if you like the serene, the quiet, the untouched, the untarnished parts of nature, Tobago is just a place for you. It has that tranquility, whereas Trinidad is bustling and commercialized and all the craziness, whereas Tobago is just so quiet, so relaxing, that people actually leave different places. One of the persons, international persons, that loves Trinidad, and she visits Trinidad on a very regular basis, is none other than Miss Rashad. Anybody know who that is? Felicia Rashad.
Yeah.
She, Dr. Huxtable wife. I would not be surprised if she starts something down there herself. She pretty much probably owns some property down there, and she pretty much is involved there. Last but not least, one of the prime ministers, I believe was the third prime minister, A&R Robinson, actually was born on Tobago. Professional athletes came out from there. And it's funny because I say this because it's a place that you hear very little about. You hear a lot about Trinidad, you hear this, you hear about Trinidad Carnival, but very little is said about Tobago. And yet it is so rich and so diverse. And yet I felt it was important to say something about Tobago. I have a little song that we're going to play. And this one person, this gentleman captures, in my humble estimation, what Trinidad really is. Play it for me.